If you do nothing else today, take a breath. Hi, welcome and welcome back to In Session. I am G, your Dominican social worker, providing you strategies and tips to support your mental health, healing your inner child, and provide collective healing and joy for all of us. Okay, with today's topic, we're going to talk about the power of breath, breathing, and how helpful it is to help regulate and censor our nervous system. Okay, oftentimes when somebody says to you, "Take a breath, take a breather," what comes to your mind? For many of us, it's actually anxiety provoking. What do you mean, take a breath, right? Something that I have found in my practice is that oftentimes people say take a breath, but they don't actually take the opportunity to show us how and why taking a breath is important in supporting our nervous system. Okay, to make better decision, to just pause, to slow down, right? It really starts with taking a breath. Okay, but why taking a breath is so important, you may ask. Well, this is why I'm here with you to kind of share a little bit of information on why. Okay, um, our nervous system is wired for our survival, to keep us safe from all danger. Okay, this is where anxiety comes up and picked up. Okay, anxiety, I want to make a disclaimer, anxiety is not inheriting something bad. All of us experience anxiety at one point in our life for many reasons or multiple reasons, right? Our anxiety is our body telling us how to stay safe. Is really, imagine that we have a lot of satellites radar picking up information from all over our community, right? We hear things, we see things, we feel things, we sense things. Our five senses are always working to try to identify where danger is coming, and not only that, but to get us prepared, to get us safe. Okay, the way that our body prepared to get us safe. This is survival instinct that we do. There's four things that our body does to get prepared for our safety, which either we fight, right? We're against to verbal altercation, physical altercation. We're just gonna be like, I'm not gonna take this, because our body be like, we're in danger, we need to fight. So this is some other way that fighting can come off for us, right? The other way is running away, fleeing, right? We sense danger, we gotta get out of here. This is not good for us. Let's find safety. Okay. Another way that our body trying to regulate when it's feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and anxious is sometimes that we freeze. Literally, the body panics and starts shutting down. Right? We cannot think. We cannot move. We cannot make decision. Everything feels so big and overwhelming that our brain literally just be like, I can't do this no more, and we just become frozen in that moment, frozen to take an action step forward to make a decision, because again, our body is shutting down. Okay, and then lastly, the other part that our body does is fawn. Fawn is like we sense danger, so now we start thinking about strategy and behavior to please other people, because we are worried about getting in trouble. We are worried about people taking something that we said or did and perceive to cause us harm. Okay, so again, these are some of the four strategies that our body can incorporate when it's feeling highly stressed, highly anxious. Okay, because it's trying to survive. Okay, now what happens at a physiological component when our body is feeling high level of stress and anxiety, and that also creates physiological responses for us to stay safe. Okay, that includes our heart rate might start racing, heart palpitation, our stomach might feel not, because now our body might, if it's running, digestion stop, our body needs to get ready to get us moving. Okay, oxygen decreases in our body, right? When oxygen decreases in our body, then less oxygen is flowing through the system, which means less oxygen is coming to our brain. The less oxygen is coming to my brain, then again, it's set that panic mode for our body to take action. Okay, so one analogy that I often use is that our body's always looking for signals. So if you're a person that owns a car, if you're a person that has an alarm on your home, right, the idea of an alarm is that to alert us when an intruder danger that is happening, right? But oftentimes these alarm system in our body are always on, right? Our body doesn't have the capacity to shut it down. So we are in a hyper awareness mode. Okay, some of us are always in hyper awareness because our environment, might not always feel the safest. So we needed to watch out for our caregivers' tones, actions, how they interacted with other people. Maybe could have been when we were at school, things that people said to us or didn't say to us. Again, that make us feel like we need to be aware of our surrounding because our safety depends on it. Okay, because remember, this is a survival mechanism for us that we engage for survive, right? The other part, recognizing if you belong to any marginalized community, right, whether sexism, ableism, homophobia, transphobia, classism, right, whatever the ism is, if you are part of a marginalized community, you're also going to be hyper vigilant, rightfully so, because there are laws, practice, and people's attitude, right, that can directly cause harm to you or to your loved one. Okay, so for some of us, the idea of just shooting the nervous system is a privilege. It doesn't always happen, right? And what we're trying to do is, as we are constantly getting different information from the world around us, is like, how do we support our body, our soul, our spirit to keep on moving to the next second, to the next hour, to the next week, to whatever the next thing we need to do to get there. Okay, and this is where the power of breath come in. All right, so wherever you are in this moment, just take a moment to notice your body. Right, inhale, exhale. Okay, oftentimes what I notice is often we have shallow breathing, right? We're not necessarily taking that breath in. And oftentimes when people say engage in meditation and yoga and they'll be like, go take a deep breath, sometimes that could be even more triggering because we are not used to inhaling that much of air in one moment and holding it. So for instance, right, maybe the first one feels okay or not, right? But if I'm asked to do this motion repeatedly, eventually it might have the opposite effect. Okay, so what I have here is a little prompt just to kind of show you exactly what's happening to our lungs and to show why it's important to catch your breath when we're feeling anxious and stressed. Okay, so I got my little prompt in here. Okay, so let's pretend for a moment that these are our lungs. Okay, for the most part, we know that our lung gonna back up a little bit, right? The idea is that they are expanding, okay, and that they are contrasting, right? We bring air in when we exhale, and it gets smaller when air comes out, okay? So basic principle of breathing strategy, okay? But I would like to understand why. Why do I have to breathe? Why is it important? If we are experiencing a panic attack, highly dysregulated, meaning very anxious, very frustrated, just nervous, whatever that emotion is that is creating your biological response to activate, meaning your heart rate is going up, you're sweating, you're hot, you're feeling tingle in your body, okay? And because again, once they're happening, our breathing decreases, all right? So we don't have the same amount of oxygen coming into our body. So what we are noticing, okay, so let's pretend that this is our lung. Okay, I'm just gonna close in a little bit, right? You see how my heart is just going fast and like oxygen just is not coming through. Okay, this is when our body's in panic attack. Our body's like, danger, do something for survival. Okay, well, we need to let our body know that if in that moment our life is not in immediate danger, okay, I'm not saying that situation can be stressful, but in that moment our life is not in immediate danger and we need to reset our body system, this is one way that we could do it, is literally by breathing. Okay, so this is exactly what's happening, and you might see this already. Oxygen comes in, hold. Okay, we take a deep breath in, hold. Okay, and once we start doing this breathing exercise a few times, what that ends up happening, again, oxygen comes back to the brain. So now our brain has a moment to just literally reset and take a moment to pause. So look to noticing our surrounding, okay? Our brain cannot make best decision when we're not breathing, when we're hyperventilating. Our brain cannot do that for us. Our brain follow our command because our brain does not have eyes. Is the other person. Our brain is gonna perceive everything as danger because their job is to get us to survival mode no matter what, right? So there's part of other senses that we have that we can let our brain. This situation in this moment is not immediate in danger, okay, brain? So what I need you to do, right? Acknowledge. I know you're doing your job, but in this moment, brain, what I need you to do is turn off the alarm, okay? I need you to reduce my heart rate, right? Because it's coming out of my chest, right? I need brain to lower my body temperature because I'm hot. I'm sweating, okay? All right, brain. I need you to less tense up to bring my stress hormone out because now I'm getting an upset stomach. So if I'm having palpitation, I'm not feeling good. If my stomach is hurting, I am not feeling good. If I'm getting hot flashes, if I'm hot, none of this body condition is going to allow me to make the best decision in that moment for myself. Okay, so this is when the breathing strategy does come in handy. Okay, there are different videos outside explaining different breathing strategies that are there that you can practice, right? I could link some on this video below. But it's like you inhale for 3 seconds. So I didn't walk through the process, but it is that you are inhaling for 3 seconds, you're holding for 3 seconds, and you're releasing for 3 seconds. And you're doing this about 3 to 4 times, as many times as necessary for your brain to just literally catch a moment, breathe, right? So the other analogy that I like to use, imagine you're in open water, maybe you're not a swimmer, or maybe you're a swimmer, right? You just literally just need to catch a breath. You just need to catch a breath so you can flow and see what direction you want to take, right? To minimize impulsivity, to allow us to make better decision in that moment, okay? Other ways that we can incorporate breath, if this is might feel foreign for you to the beginning, some creative ways that we can incorporate breath in our day-to-day moment is pretend like you're blowing a bubble. If you were a child or you have children and they have bubble, blow bubble. Blowing bubble again is doing the same motion. Maybe you're not taking the full in depth, but you're breathing out, okay? The whole motion is being intentional. That intentionality of blowing bubble is going to give you a second to just take a deep breath in, exhale more, but it's also giving your mind activity to refocus and reshift in the moment, okay? When you blow a candle, right? If you're like, what is the motion? What I need to do? You can also pretend that you're blowing a big candle, right? You're gonna take a deep breath in. If it helps, you could put your hand on your chest, on your belly, so you could feel that really expanding for you. Happy celebration. And again, happy birthday to me. Happy promotion. Okay, so the idea is that we are intentionally slowing our body rate down, our physiological responses down. Okay, another creative way that we could actually take a breath that might not feel so liberating. If you love singing, listen, get your speakers on, put that at the highest volume, and sing that song from the bottom of your heart. Okay, singing is another way that we practice breathing, and in this case will be an intentional breathing. Put in your favorite song, hit the note, get it there, and let it go. Suéltalo. So if you're like, the breathing strategy is feeling very difficult, the breathing candle sometimes not working for me, makes me feel lightheaded, then put in, if you're in a private place, put that song that you really enjoy that's going to get you to sing to your highest volume, okay? And be a diva, okay? Pretend you're in American Top Idol, whatever big show is out there, but just let it out, all right? Other way that we can kind of support as we're learning is really practicing using our sense of scent, okay? Your favorite lotion, your favorite perfume, cooking your favorite meal, smelling your favorite hair product. Like, I literally just wash my hair. For me, washing my hair is an experience because I'm a scent-oriented person. So I'm like, oh, this smells delicious, right? So again, if you're not familiar on practicing those muscles, then try to really use things that you have, okay? So smelling things that makes you feel grounded, comfortable, and safe, all right? Again, because your body is dysregulated, your body is stressed, your body is anxious. Therefore, your body and your mind may not allow you to make the best decision in the moment. If you might be experiencing a panic attack, panic attacks are not great. It literally feels like you are dying. If you have a new job, maybe the stress is not necessarily because something negative is going to happen. Maybe you have a job interview coming on. Maybe you have a big day, right? You giving a presentation for school, for work. Whatever that situation is, that you start noticing those physiological responses within your body, and again, might be different from different people. Take the opportunity to remind myself, oh, my body is panicking. So understand the why. What is happening? My body is going into protective mode. That's what's happening when a body stands alone. My body is going to protect the mode. My body is getting ready to do any of those survival strategies that I need to keep me safe. What we need to do to our body and brain, again, acknowledge it. Thank you. This situation is a stressful situation, right? Whether it's something that we want to do, a job interview, or just getting a bad news. So we're going to recognize and validate that emotion, that the body is having an appropriate response to whatever situation. And this is where they come in. And we are also telling the body, hey, body, we also have new tools to manage this situation moving forward. Okay, so before we make the decision, before we use what strategy we want to cope, let's take a moment to reset, recalibrate. Okay, so before I can move forward and begin that speech, I need to lower my heart rate. Okay, I need to lower my body temperature. I don't want to keep sweating profusely. I do not feel like I gotta run to the bathroom, okay? Because this is how body is trying to prepare. So this is why breath work is powerful work, okay? So this is just one strategy that I wanted to share with you. Again, in a mission to make mental health accessible to all my Black Latinas in the diaspora. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe. Please like this video. Please share for those family member, loved one that you may have and want to share some of the strategy on why breathwork is important and what's actually is happening to our system. Okay, I hope you like your video. Let's end with a little breath work together. Okay, so we're gonna deep breathe. Inhale through our nose. I'm gonna do one more time. Inhale. Okay, so do the count. All right, honor your body, honor your breath, honor your power. Okay, and now you have a new strategy on how to co-regulate your body when it's feeling overwhelmed. Okay, take care. Love you all. Bye bye.